Ram. I have missed you. Genuinely. I am so looking forward to today. It's been a few days. I took Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off for Thanksgiving break, and I am raring to go. Recharge, well, not really recharged. I did too much. I wanted a restful weekend, extended week, but my sister was in town and my niece and my brother-in-law, and we did a lot. Before I get into anything though, welcome back. I am Perez Hilton, the queen of all media, the gossip gangsta, the original influencer. And normally I am here live every Monday through Friday at the same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Hi, only me, Patty, and Nicole. And if you can, please become a member of my channel. I had a pretty decent October, but then, all that sad Liam Payne news, really, things exploded. Hey, Ryan, but now we're back to normal. So supporting by getting a membership means so much to me and your favorite creators. So if you can, please become a member. I will pin the top comment of this video with information on how you can become a member of my YouTube channel. Really simple. And in addition to supporting me, all of my live streams are member only mode. So let me switch that right now. Boom. Hey, Sherry, member only mode. However, everyone can watch live and everybody can comment after the live stream is over. Just during the live stream, it's member only. Hey, Archer. Okay. All right. A lot to catch up on today. But first, I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Like I mentioned, my sister was in town, and thankfully she did all the cooking. She and her husband, my brother-in-law, and I said we didn't even need to do that. I was like, we can just order food. We can have a Thanksgiving meal catered, or we can get pizza or Chinese food or whatever. But I'm glad they did it because I love all the sides. I don't really care for turkey. Does anybody actually like turkey? I mean, I like turkey if you're like, making a turkey pot pie or a turkey meatloaf or even a turkey sandwich, but like big slices of turkey, I'm not into it. But my oh yes, Ryan, a ham, like a honey glazed ham. Give me a ham any day over a turkey. But my sister, for the first time, made, I think it was like a sweet potato casserole. I don't know why they call it that, or a yams. I think it was sweet potatoes. And it had like the crispy marshmallows on top and some pecans. It felt like dessert. It was delicious. And the green bean casserole with the crunchy onions. So good. I'm Cuban. I grew up in Miami. And Thanksgiving was always my favorite holiday because we would have all of these very typical, traditional American things to eat. Although we would do it Cuban style. We'd have the turkey and we'd also have un lechon asado, a roast pork. My parents didn't make it. You'd buy an entire roast pork. And I prefer pork any day over turkey. Pork meat, and the crispy skin, so delicious. I gotta look into that here in Vegas to see if they do that. And I took my kids and my niece to the movies. We went to see Moana 2. But right, Patty, in La Caja China. But some supermarkets make it. I don't know how they make it, but you could buy it from like Sedanos or whatever. Like they'd get it from the super. I don't know if they still do that at Cuban supermarkets, but back in the day, Cuban supermarkets would sell an entire roast pork for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. I took my kids to see Moana 2. I fell asleep during it. I did not fall asleep at all for Wicked. And for what I was awake for, it was pleasant. It was fine, but not great. Lin-Manuel Miranda was not attached to this. He did the music for the first film, but not this one. And the songs were pretty basic. Did anybody else feel a little bit underwhelmed by Moana 2? It did very well at the box office, so a lot of people went. Congrats to them. And I think I'm going to go see Wicked again, but not until the sing-along, just because it's nice to know that Wicked is going to have a long run in theaters, and the sing-alongs start Christmas Day. So if I go then, it'll be like a month after I saw the movie, and it'll feel like I'm watching it for the first time again, almost. Like, that's a big span, watching it 4 weeks later. Anyways, I took my kids to a puppet show. We saw Terry Fader at the Strat, a Christmas show from him. Really good, very funny. And there were some really adult moments in that show that hopefully went over my children's head. Some spicy content for a family-friendly puppet show. And we went to this place called Enchant, which was a lot of fun. And tomorrow I will share some really funny video from that I did not share today. Anyways, on to some news. I have not made a video about this. I haven't posted it on my website because I just saw the headline. But let's look into this together, okay? The headline read, just in. Not the headline, on social media. I saw it on Threads. Just in. Progress is being made in the investigation into the unsolved murder of 6-year-old beauty queen JonBenet Ramsey. Those briefed on the investigation told ABC News. JonBenet was killed in her home in Boulder, Colorado in 1996. All right, let's click on the actual article. A law enforcement official said tips have come in as recently as the last month and are being followed up. Also, the renewed investigative efforts of the Boulder police and partner agencies stand in contrast to years of limited detective work to get to the bottom of the case. What? You're making an article about more tips coming in? Hopefully this is just, hopefully they've got a strong lead and this is just, I don't know. What's the point of this? Like, you've got tips? Oh, and an investigation is ramping up? In a statement to ABC News Monday, the FBI's Denver office said it will continue to work with state and local partners on the murder investigation, but noted the local Boulder Police Department remains the lead agency. In the last years, a multidisciplinary team of experts has been assembled to go through the remaining evidence and apply the most modern scientific and cold case techniques to try to solve the crime, the sources said. The team has consulted with top experts in their fields, the sources said. I know there's a new Netflix show, but this is a big, nothing burger. Do you know what I mean? Ridiculous. I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it. All right, great. You got more tips. That's literally all that I've taken from this article. This is the dumbest article. I mean, the director of the new documentary. Hey, Adam, I saw an interview where the director of the new documentary does not think it was the brother. A lot of people out there think it was JonBenet's brother and that the mother and the father covered it up to, because they don't want the brother doing time or anything, but the director does not think it was the brother, but who knows? Hey, Casera. I mean, crazier things have happened. Hopefully, I just don't want to be hearing an article like this unless you're close to charging someone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about tips. I care that somebody's going to be charged. And have you guys been keeping up with that Hannah Kobayashi sad situation? That missing woman from Hawaii that was on her way to New York. The very latest is that the police in Los Angeles claim that Hannah Kobayashi purposefully missed her connecting flight at Los Angeles International Airport. But her family released a statement saying they do not believe Hannah intentionally missed her flight. They didn't elaborate on that. I think the family is still under the assumption that she might have been coerced or under duress. And obviously, the sad update is that the father, her dad, took his own life. What a sad story. What a sad story. And her sister said that the family is getting hate online. Like, you can doubt, you cannot believe this, that, or the other, but there's no need to leave nasty comments on the social media of this young woman's sister. Sad. Could happen to anybody. God, I'm gonna be like, are any of you parents to children that are college aged or above? Like, when my kids are in college, I will like literally be on the edge at all times. I might have to be self-medicating. Don't you go out at night alone. Like, don't take a drink that a stranger gives you, like all these things, like, and you know what? Things that I would have not listened to my mom. I would have ignored her probably, right? But hopefully my kids listen to me. Because I know better than my mom. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, a lot more to get to. Let's keep it moving, keep it rolling. Did you guys know, have you heard about this like debutante ball in Paris? Gwyneth Paltrow and her ex-husband, Chris Martin, gathered with their 2 children and grandmother, Blythe Danner, the actress, in Paris over the weekend, where their 20-year-old daughter, Apple Martin, took part in the Le Bal des Débutantes. Did I pronounce that right? Le Bal des Débutantes. Débutant. I think that's how you pronounce débutantes in French. I've got to say it again. La bal des débutants. I need to look this up. I don't understand how this works. La bal des débutants. Okay. Le Bal des Débutantes, also simply known as Le Bal, is a debutante ball and fashion event held annually in November in Paris. It brings together between 20 and 25 debutantes aged 16 to 22 from many countries, together with their parents and a similar number of young men. It started as a social event and was first held at Versailles in July of 1958. But how are people chosen? Do you have to be invited? The Wikipedia page does not have a lot of information. It's a charity event now. It's like a big fashion thing. Okay, Renard. Who is the organizer? A fashion company? Oh, okay, no, it's a woman. A lot of European aristocracy takes part. Whatevs. Fascinating. Congrats to them. The whole concept is so archaic. Do they still do debutante balls in the South? I think in America, debutante balls are still a thing in the South. Actually, in Miami, they're kind of a thing, but not quite like that. In Miami and in a lot, and like in Los Angeles, I think too, they throw individual parties when a girl turns 15. Quinceañeras, they're called. Or I guess like sweet 16s. But a sweet 16 is different than a debutante ball. So I wouldn't consider a quinceañera the same thing as a debutante ball. You know what I mean? I guess it's interesting. I mean, yeah, rich people stuff. All right. Speaking of rich people, you may have heard that Ellen DeGeneres' farm in the UK got flooded. She moved earlier this year, a few months ago, to the Cotswolds, the British country, part of the British countryside. There's a lot of countryside, very idyllic in the UK. Well, Ellen says that is not true. You may have heard that, but it's not true. Over the weekend, the former talk show host took to social media to post a 20-year celebratory congratulations, thank you, I love you to her wife, Portia de Rossi. They've been together for 20 years. And at the end of that post, Ellen said, P.S. For those of you concerned, our UK farmhouse did not flood. Did not flood. God, I've got to take more days off every once in a while because I am just so happy today. I miss talking to you all. I miss this. So, yeah, happy to hear that because that would have been really bad news. Remember that Ellen's Montecito home was flooded. Ellen's Montecito home, I believe, right? Ellen DeGeneres Montecito home flooded. Oopsies. I only see articles about the one in the UK. Anyways, I think her home in Montecito flooded. Maybe I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. All right, in other news, remember that iconic performance of Miley Cyrus where she did Party in the USA at the 2009 Teen Choice Awards? In a new interview, Miley Cyrus reveals that it was her mother's idea for her to dance with a pole on top of a little ice cream truck, but it was a pole dancing moment. And Miley now blames Tish Cyrus for it, but says that Tish let her take the fall for it. Shady boots. Hollywood showbiz families. Thank God my kids are fairly normal, I think. You know, my kids, their dad's not. I'm fairly normal, wouldn't you say? I think so. I think so. I agree, D. All right. Speaking of families, a lot of people today are talking about Hunter Biden getting pardoned by Joe Biden. And most of you all would be lying if you don't agree you would do the same thing. Given the charges and given the explanation that Joe Biden gave, I don't think he lied. You know, I don't think he lied that Hunter Biden was being punished harder than most anybody else with similar charges would have. And it's not like these were, they were not violent crimes. And the guy was potentially facing decades in prison. Decades. Nicolette, welcome. Everybody say hello to Nicolette. Yay. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, Nicolette. Your support means so much. Thank you, thank you. I love talking to my members live every day. And even if you can't watch live every day, it really means a lot. I work hard here and I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Anyways, I would have absolutely pardoned my son. And who cares? He's not going to be president anymore. And he's in his 80s. And he did the right thing, I think. All right. In other news, some couples news. Do any of you remember Sasha Allen from The Voice? Sasha competed a few seasons ago, I have learned. Dawn! Ah! Oh my goodness, golly gee. Everybody welcome Dawn. Ah, yay. Welcome. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you. Ow. Anyways, I was familiar with Sasha Allen just from TikTok. Yes, I'm still on there. I'm on TikTok. Perez Hilton 25. Is that my new one? Yeah. Perez Hilton 25. If you're bored, give me a follow on there. Well, Sasha just came out publicly with his new girlfriend, Adore Delano. Some of you remember Adore from RuPaul's Drag Race, right? And before that, American Idol, back when Adore was known as Danny Noriega. And yes, they are both trans and now in a relationship. But apparently there's a lot of drama because up until recently, Sasha Allen had a long-term girlfriend. And a lot of people are making a big deal about the age difference. Danny Noriega is 35 and Sasha Allen is 23. A 12-year age difference. I don't care. I personally wouldn't. Well, would I? I'm 46. Would I date a 34-year-old? Absolutely. I would. I had my ish together at 34. That's how old I was when my son was born. I had it together at 34. It all depends on the person, right? But I would say 23 is not a child. 23, you can go to the club. You can go to the club at 23. You can do all the things. You can, you're not being groomed at 23. You know what I mean? So congrats to them. Also, people cannot stop talking about Lindsay Lohan's new face. And neither can I. We spoke about it on my podcast today. A new episode is out. If you have not listened yet, another way to support. If you can't become a member of my YouTube, you can listen for free to my podcast at perezpodcast.com. That's perezpodcast.com. It's a different experience. This is just me by myself, unedited, talking directly to you, live in real time, chatting with my members. The podcast, oh my God, I heard about that story, Adam, but I didn't know that about the lady was trans. I don't think that, how does that, what is that? I don't know how that relates to the I don't know how that relates to anything, but I know that story. I've been following that. Anyways, listen to my podcast, y'all. I still don't think Lindsay Lohan got any plastic surgery, but if she did, she looks amazing. She looks sensational. Like, if Lindsay Lohan got, even though I'm mispronouncing her name, do you know that the correct way to pronounce her name is Lohan? That's how they pronounce their names. Lindsay Lohan. But America, for decades now, has said Lohan. But it's Lindsay Lohan. Isn't that wild? It's same with Rihanna. Rihanna. That's how she pronounces it, Rihanna. But Americans say Rihanna. But Rihanna says Rihanna. And Lindsay Lohan says Lindsay Lohan. Yes, the H is silent, me. Yes, Don, I am here live every weekday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. That's a good question, Holly. I think because people forgot, but people definitely put Wilmer on blast for his relationship with Demi Lovato. I was one of them. I literally asked Wilmer about that when I interviewed him a long time ago. Anyways, I don't think Lindsay Lohan got any plastic surgery. I think she just stopped partying. She stopped taking drugs and drinking hard. She lives a quieter, calmer life now in Dubai with her husband and child. She's happy, she's healthy, she's getting sleep. And she's got a phenomenal makeup artist. Airbrushing. Not just even makeup, but airbrushing. Also, speaking of social media, I was talking about my YouTube and my podcast. Alyssa Milano quit Twitter over the weekend. Yeah, I'm still going to call it Twitter. Alyssa Milano quit Twitter and joined Blue Sky. If any of you are on Blue Sky, I have an account there. It's Blue Sky, and I'm Perez Hilton on there. It's kind of like Twitter or Threads. I joined it because, you know what? You got to stay hip and current and with the times. So at Perez Hilton on Blue Sky. If you have an account, follow me. Also, congratulations to Charlie XCX. She has been named the best album of the year, Brat, by Rolling Stone. The #1 best album of the year. I love it. I would agree. The Chapel Roan album came out in 2023, so that's why it's not the best album of the year. But congrats to Charlie. And also congrats to Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey just sold out a tour of the United Kingdom. A stadium tour. a stadium tour. Thank you, Holly. Isn't that wild? She's doing 2 stadium nights in London. Absolute bonkers. Congratulations, Lana Del Rey. All right, everybody. Yay, we did it. I love you. I mean it. I missed you. I'm so glad we're back. Tomorrow, let's do it again, shall we? If you cannot become a member, I still appreciate you all. Hit that like button. Leave a comment after the premiere is over. Share and all the good jazz. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.